Federal lawmakers are looking at a bill to raise the country's minimum wage.
That's good news for some employees, but it might be bad news for people buying their products. News 8's Leah Linscheid talked with one local business and its workers today to see how they're taking the news.
The national minimum wage right now is $7.25, but it varies from state to state, with some as high as $9. Now, 2 Democratic senators are proposing this bill that would raise it to about $10. And while that means more money for people in these minimum wage jobs, it could mean price increases for the products they're making.
His days at work consist of wrapping up sandwiches.
I make subs.
But Brian Boland says he likes his job at Jimmy John's on Pearl Street in La Crosse, even though the pay isn't much.
$7.25 an hour.
That's minimum wage here in Wisconsin, and it pays the bills for Boland, but just barely.
I have a hard time making rent every month, despite the fact that I work 38 hours a week. Between that and groceries, it just gets kind of rough.
But Boland and his co-workers might see a raise soon. Congress is looking at a bill that would raise the federal minimum wage up to $10 an hour over 2 years. For employees at Jimmy John's and other low-wage workers, it might mean being able to bring home a little more meat.
It would make a big difference for my employees. I'm sure they would love it.
I wouldn't be worried all the time about eating. That would be helpful.
With a pay hike, Boland could afford another bag of chips for lunch, but it might also make that bag more expensive as businesses shift the extra cost onto consumers.
They probably will be able to raise prices to pass on some anyway.
I can't guarantee that we would necessarily have a cost increase with our product, but it's a pretty safe assumption.
Congress might not be as fast as Jimmy John's when it comes to passing legislation. So for now, Boland will keep working for $7.25 an hour as a sandwich maker, surrounded by food, but sometimes struggling to put bread on his own table.
You don't want to eat a sub every single day.
An increase in the minimum wage could potentially have an impact on jobs as well. Economists say if businesses have to pay their employees more, they may decide to cut back on hiring.
Thank you, Leah. Congress hasn't approved a minimum wage hike since 2007.